hit the record button before I go on. Yes, yes, TK. Don't worry, nothing to sweat here. This module is fairly easy. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay. Awesome stuff. Right. So yes, I believe we finished off question 7. Okay. Question 7. You should be able to see my screen. If you can't, just let me know. But yeah, you should be able to see my screen right now. Okay, so yes, I believe we finished off with question 7. So now we move on to question 8. Question 8. Just organizing my papers here.
So are these the questions from that workbook?
Yes, these are the questions from the workbook. We're just going through them together.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what we want to be doing here, just zoom out a little bit, is this thing we call BODMAS. Okay, it's called okay, and we know this to be brackets of division and then multiplication. Just going to say that, and then addition, and then subtraction. Just going to say sum. Okay, so this is the order in which we would tackle questions like these. You can see where my what's it called, cursor is. Okay, should be divided by. Okay, this should be divided by. So you can see there's a whole host of things going on over here. All right, so here we know that brackets is the first thing that we need to handle. Okay, brackets is the first thing that we need to handle. But within those brackets, we have of. Okay, so we need to handle the of first before we can do the subtraction. So somebody tell me there in the chat, what is 45% of 300? What is 45% of 300? Somebody tell me there in the chat. What is 45% of 300? Okay, 135. Yes, it is 135. So this would end up being 135 minus 35, okay, in brackets, then plus 5 to the power of 5, all right, which in other words, I'm just going to write it here somewhere, is going to be 5 times 5 times 5, which gives us what? Five to the power 3 gives us what? 5 times 5 times 5. 125, yes. 125. So we say plus in brackets 125 plus 75. Okay, then divided by 8 times 6, okay, plus 2. So we know that multiplication according to our BODMAS, we then have to multiply before adding. All right, so 8 times 6 is what? 8 times 6, and then it seems you have added the 2 already. Yep, that you have. All right, thank you, Cameron, and thank you, Deshaun. Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. So it is then going to be divided by 50. Okay, so let's calculate that. What do we get? What do we get? What's our final answer over there? Okay, here we can, it's now simple for us. We know 135 minus 35. Here we get 100. Okay, and here's 125 plus 75. This is going to give us 200. And then plus, it's going to give us what? 300 divided by 50. What do we get? 300 divided by 50. We get 6. Thank you very much. We get. So the final answer there is equals to 6. Okay, so we worked out that one. We can then move on to the next one there. No, I don't want that color. Okay. One way or another, we'll get another color. Right, so here we need to do the same thing. We have brackets, okay, we have brackets, but then we have 120 divided by 60, and here we have 16 divided by 2. Here we have 85% off, so we know we need to deal with this first before these other ones. And here we have 2 times 80, so I have to deal with that first before we can minus the 5, okay? So here 120 divided by 60 gives us what? This should give us 2, okay? And then 16 plus 16 divided by 2 should give us 8. Put something there in the chat. Yes, it should give us 2. Thank you, Tony. All right, then we have 8. This is obviously in brackets, all right? Then we say times 85% of 200, what do we get? 85% of 200, what do we get? And you guys are allowed to use your calculators, because in the test or exam you will be allowed to use your calculators. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat over there. Yes, the terms are separated by a plus and a minus. That's correct, yes. All right, thank you guys. It is 170. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Deshan. Okay, 170. Okay, then we are saying 2 times 2 times 80, which is going to give us 160. So 160 minus 5. Okay. So these two are going to become a bigger minus, okay? Minusing a negative, you then add those two together. So this will give you, all right? Okay, so that is obviously then going to give you 5. So then 5, and this is then obviously 10. Okay, divided by 2 to the power 4 plus 190 divided by 10. Okay, so 2 to the power 4 is basically 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals what? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 gives you 8, times 2 gives you 16. 16 is your final answer. Is that what someone in the chat got? Yes, Tony. Yes, Cream. Okay. So what is 16? Yes, 16. So here we're going to have 16, and then we're going to have plus 90 divided by 10 will give us 19 minus 10. Okay. So we know we have to do addition before subtraction. Okay, so 19 plus 16 is going to give you 20, 35. 35 minus 10 is going to give you 25. Are we all together? Yes, Grant, it was 190, but remember here, if you look here, it was 190, then divided by 10. Does that make sense, Mr. Grant? Are we together? Does it make sense, Grant? We said 190 divided by 10. That's how we got to. Did someone just switch on their mics? You can talk. Okay, perfect. All right, awesome stuff. Okay, all right, so this is 35. These two equal 35, and then minus the 10, we get 25. Okay, minus the 10, we get 25. 25 over here. So 5 times 10, you get 50 divided by 25. You then obviously get it equals to, the total thing is equals to 2. Okay. Is everybody happy? Let's see. Yes, thank you, Cream. This then equals to 2. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Cool. Okay, so let's proceed then. I think that is one of the toughest questions that we have to deal with today. Okay, so then we can go on to 9, question 9. And here, remember I said we would better understand these concepts when we actually do a question. So what am I talking about? Let's read the question. It says, identify which of the commutative, associative, and distributive laws are illustrated in the following. Okay, so what are commutative laws? Commutative laws are basically laws where when we add up everything, so for instance, we can either say A plus B, all right, is equals to B plus A. Can you see? When you add these two together, when you add either of the two together, all right, this side or this side, they equal to the same thing. All right, the total is the same. All right, so that is exactly what we're just simply trying to illustrate, that we can structure it in a different way, but at the end of the day, it is the same thing. Okay, so which one is the commutative law? Somebody tell me there in the chat. Which one there is a commutative law? I hear you guys. I hear you guys. B, 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 B. And I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. It certainly is B. Okay. It is this one right here. So I'm just going to put C by it. Okay. For commutative. Okay. Right. Then the next law that we have is the distributive law. Distributive law. Okay. And in the distributive law, it's basically just highlighting the fact that when something is in brackets or outside of brackets, it pretty much works out to be the same thing. When we expand or contract something, we get the same answer. So for instance, here's another illustration. We have B plus C, all right, times A is equals to AB plus AC. Okay, can you see that? those things, and this is the same as saying A times B plus A times C. Okay. So which, okay, maybe I heard something there in the chat. Let's hear what's going on before we, oh, you guys are answering right away. No time wasting, eh? Let's see, is it A? Is it A? It is definitely A. Okay, so this is your distributive law. Distributive law, okay? Right, so then your associative law. Your associative law is then one where it's all about multiplication with this one. Okay, it's all about multiplication with this one. All right, and an illustration that I can give you is the following, where we can say 4 times, no, I don't want to give you that because I'm not giving you the answer. We can say A times B in brackets times C is the same as saying A times B times C in brackets. It's the same exact same thing, okay? Which one can we say also falls into the associative law? Da, 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 da. It's definitely C, okay? Definitely C. So here we're just going to put in A. So associative, multiple choice, multiplication, sorry. Cumulative, it's about addition. All right, and then distributive, we're talking about expanding and simplifying. They both equal the exact same thing. That's all we're trying to illustrate there. Okay, right, there we go. So now we can move on to question 10. It says, the weight of 12 grapefruits purchased at a local fruit and veg store are given in the table below. What is the average weight of grapefruits? Okay, what is the average weight of the grapefruits? Okay, guys, grapefruit. All right, average. How do we calculate the average? Somebody tell me, what's the formula for calculating the average or a average? What is the formula for calculating a average? Sum of all the values divided by number of values. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Grant. That is 100% correct, okay? The sum of all the values divided by the number of values. Okay, so let's see. What is the sum then of the values? What is the sum of all these values? Somebody tell me. What is the sum? Okay, you all say 4. 4 is the sum of all those values. 2 people said 4. Are you guys telling the truth? Are they correct? Okay, and how many values do we have? All right, so I see it's 2 people, so. No, we don't have to. If we're going to calculate the average grams, then it's perfectly fine. Do they want us to calculate in grams, or do they want us to calculate in kgs? It says the weight in kgs of 12 grapefruits. Local, below. What is the average weight? So they don't mind. So we don't have to turn it into kgs per se. Okay. Right. So yes, 100%. Kate Kani and Cream. Yes, the total number is then 12. Okay, there's a 12. So we're going to say the sum of all the values is 4, divided by the total number of values, which is 12, what do we get? 4 divided by 12, somebody tell me, what is the average? What is the average? Da, 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 da. 4 divided by 12. Nah, guys. 4 divided by 12. Let's do it together. That can't be the answer. All right, let's do it together. So 4 divided by 12. What? That is the answer. Yes. 1 divided by 3, same as 1 divided by 3. So, my bad. I was thinking it's 25%. I was probably thinking 3 divided by 12. That's my problem. I was thinking 3 divided by 12. So you guys are 100% right. So this is 0.333, and that's going to be a reoccurring amount. So just going to put a dot there and put kgs. Okay, so that's the average. Then we can move on to the 11. And in 11, it says, in the last week, the average number of units of a good produced by each of your 50 employees was 192. If 14 of the employees produced a total of 2,680 units, how many units did the 15th employee produce? Okay, the average number of units of a good produced by each of your employees. Okay, that's the average. If the 14th employee produced a total of units, how many units did the 15th employee produce? Okay, this is interesting. So what must happen here? How do we calculate?
Sir,
Yebo?
since it says the average number of units of good produced by each of your 15 employees was 192, so I think we
Yes.
first need to get the total number of what you call this of goods that are produced by what you call this by all the. Let me just see.
By
The
all
average
the
number,
employees.
then we subtract from the what you call this. We subtract the total number of goods produced by the 14 employees from the total number of goods produced. Then.
Okay, okay. So remember, just to explain the logic, so he's 100% right, but just to explain the logic, remember the formula is, why is this thing not changing color? Okay. Okay, so remember the formula for average is sum of the values divided by number of values. Okay, is equals to your average. So we have the average and we have the sum, all right? Sorry, we don't have the sum, but we have the number of values. So we want to work out the sum. So in order to do that, we need to throw this over there, all right? And we do that by timesing by number of values, okay? So here times number of values, okay? This is obviously going to cancel out that, okay? So I'm just going to erase just for the sake of having things look at least a bit neat. Then what's going to happen? Sum of the value. Then he said what we need to do is then obviously calculate this total. So here we've got the average of 192 times 15. Okay. And what is the sum, guys? Somebody tell me. What then is the sum?
2,880.
2,080. Okay. right? So if we want to know what the 15th employee did, here they've told us if 14 employees produced a total of 2,600. How many units did the 15th employee? So once again, he's right. He was saying that we then deduct that. So 2,680 minus from 288. And so what do we get? We get what? Somebody tell me. Yes. Yes, 100%, guys. We get 200. Okay, we get 200. Okay, so that's how much the 15th employee produced. Then on the 50 on question 12, we then have determine the answer to the following exponent problems. Determine the following answer to the following exponent problems. So somebody tell me, you guys went and you did this. What is the answer here? What is x to the power 7 times x to the power 5? Let's see. Yes, when the bases are the same, you add the exponents. 100% cream, 100% cream. So what's our answer over here? Let me change my color again. What do we have over here? Somebody has posted something in the chat. We have 12. Yes, we have 12. So it's going to be x to the power 12. Okay, what about here? We have y to the power negative 5 times, in brackets, to the power 3. Y to the power negative 5 in brackets to the power 3. What then is the answer? Remember over here we said x 7 and we said plus 5. Okay, because they were in the same base. Okay, we added those and got our x to the power 12. Okay, so what are we doing to get this one? We are saying y to the power of minus 15. Okay, okay, minus 15. All right. Yes. Okay, so since this thing is in brackets, we then have to multiply. We can't just add, okay? We can't just add. So it becomes y to the power negative 15 times 3, okay? And then what do we get? We get y to the power negative 15, as was highlighted. Okay? Yes, thank you very much. Kate Kani, sorry. Kate Kani and Tony. Appreciate that. Let's move on to the next one. We have y to the power 6, all right, times z to the power 4, all right, in brackets to the power 4, all right, sorry, z to the power 5 in brackets to the power 4. What do we do? What must happen over here? You have to, yes, thank you, Cream. You have to times each component with 4. All right, we need to times each component by 4. All right. All right. So then it's going to be y, and then 4 times 6 gives you 24. All right. And then z, 4 times 5 gives you 20. Okay, that's going to be your new answer. Okay. That's going to be your new answer. Then over here, what we have is x to the power negative 2 divided by z to the power negative x or z to the power 8. X to the power 8 divided by x to the power z to the power 8. And then in brackets to the power negative 3. Somebody tell me, what do we need to do? I think I heard something in the chat. Yes, TK. That's my bad. Yes. Correct. So, what's the answer that we should have? Can we just times by negative 3? Can we just times by negative 3? Yes, we can. Yes, times both components by negative 3. Okay, so x, let me do it on the other side. So we say x to the power negative 2 times, so it's going to be x negative 2 times negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 3 is going to give you what? Going to give you a positive 6. Okay, and divided by z to the power 8 times negative 3. 3 times 8 is 24, and this remains negative because you had a positive 8. Okay. Right. Negative 24. Thank you very much, Cream. Thank you very much, Kate Kani. Katie. Right. Go on to E. All right. 256 to the power 0. Somebody quickly tell me, what is the answer over there? Somebody has responded. 2 people have responded. They say it is 1. Is that true? Is that true? Anything to the power 0 is 1. Yes, Cream, that is 100% right. Okay, that is 100% right. It is 1. Okay, this is equals to 1. Okay, and then 452 to the power 1. What do we get, guys? 452 to the power 1. 452 to the power 1 is 452. It's the same as saying like 1 times that particular amount. Okay. Yes. All right. So thank you very much, Lehlo Nolo, and thank you, Cameron. All right. Thank you, guys. Cool. So this is equals to 452. Okay. Then the last one that we have over there is we have, oh, sorry, I was about to skip. We have 1, I'm just going to write it out here so people can clearly see. And we divided by y to the power 7. Okay, 1 divided by y to the power 7. What do we get? Y to the power of -7. Is it -7? Oh, okay. Yes, yes. You're talking about the answer. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So this will then equal y to the power -7. Okay. Okay. That will then be the answer. That's your solution right there. Okay. Now let's get into rounding. Let's get into rounding with number 13 over there. Question 13 over there. Question 13 over there. To 3 decimal places. How do we do that? 124,67293619. To 3 decimal place, what does that look like? Okay, it's an answer in the chat already. Can you believe it? 673. Let's see. 673. 673. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, that is 100% right. Okay, why is it 100% right? It's 100% right because when we say to 3 decimal place, we look at the number after that. There's your 1, 2, 3 decimal place. We look at the number after that. It's 9. So that is above 5. It's 5 and above. Then we round that off to, as was highlighted there, 124,673. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cream. All right. So let's move on to the next one. 4 decimal places. 4 decimal places means that we are looking at the 3, okay? All right, whether to round up or down the 3. Somebody tell me what our answer is. That's 100% right. Thank you very much, TK. Thank you very much, Cameron. Thank you very much, Cream. That is 100% right. Okay. So it's going to be 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. Oh, sorry, 6, 7, 2, 9. Okay. Okay. Since that is below 5, okay, since it's below 5, 3 is below 5, then there is no change in the numbers. Okay. No change in the number. Then 7 decimal place. Somebody tell me what do we do in order to get to 7 decimal place? So Cream and Cameron, you have already answered. You say 6-2 there. You say 6-2 there. Okay, so you guys' answers are quite aligned. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yes, so the 9 is above 5. So then this one, all right, is then going to become a 2. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 9, 3, 2. Okay, there we have our answer. There we have our answer. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I think let's just break for a quick 10 minutes. We only have 14, 15, or maybe let's just finish 14. Give the number 1,253,379 to 2 significant figures. What is that going to look like to 2 significant figures? Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Somebody said something in the chat. Yes, 100%. We're looking, when we say significant, yes, Karen, yes, Cream, we're looking at the first 2 figures and we're saying, okay, the one that follows the second figure, is it higher than 5? Is 5 and higher? Yes, it is. So this becomes 1300, as Cameron and Cream stated. And I'm sure somebody else just now. Okay. Yes, okay. Hearing things clearly. I'm hearing things. And then the next is to 4 significant figures. To 4 significant figures. What is it going to be to 4 significant figures? To 4 significant figures. Okay. Again, we look at the 5th figure, which is 3. So then it's going to be 1, 2, 5, 3. Okay, because that's less than 5. Let's see what you guys said. Okay, thank you, Cream. You're 100% right. I have clearly forgotten the 0. That changes the number altogether. The next one then is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we're using the 9, which we know is above. It's above 5. Okay, so it's 3, 3, 5, 1, 2. Okay, and those are your answers. Okay, right, guys. So let's take a 10-minute break. Let's be back by 2 minutes past 4. Sorry, past 2. 2 minutes past 2. And then we will finish these up, and then that will be it for today. Okay. Cool. I'll see you guys in 10.